Hello, my friends. So Amberlynn did another live, members only live, and Salty Crab did a video on it, and we're going to go over a little bit of that right now. But the main point of this video is just to tell you why I am not going to watch any of her lives. I had really thought about it. I really did debate whether or not I wanted to get a membership and go into live and just see what was going on. And it really had nothing to do with like the money, because obviously I don't want to give her any money, but she infuriates me enough when she is talking to like the entire audience. So I can only imagine how insufferable and just absolutely intolerable she would be when she's talking to just a room full of enablers. So today I'm going to give you a few examples of just why I just can't do it. Like, I cannot bring myself to go into a members only live and listen to her just play a victim, act like she is so wonderful and she's done everything so perfectly, and blame everything on mental illness, because that is just all she does. So we're going to start here with Delusions of Grandeur, right? Her meeting subscribers and stuff. I touched on this in this last video, but I wanted to I wanted to go over this particular scene one more time with a little bit more of a fine-tooth comb, because it's so fucking stupid, and it's a look into the mind of somebody who just thinks she's famous, right? She thinks she is a celebrity. So imagine the delusions of grandeur on display in a live. Let's just watch this for a second. And I'm going to apologize in advance, because this video is probably going to be pretty insufferable, but this is just why I can't do it. So here we go.
Met a subscriber. Hello. She was so sweet. We took a picture and she showed it to me, and I'm telling you, my eyes looked like this because my stepdad was making me laugh. My mom has experienced multiple times me getting photos taken with fans.
What? Okay. I'm already regretting this now. So in the last video, I really didn't touch on this much, but just think about what she's saying. My mom has witnessed multiple times, and then she has to say multiple times of when I get pictures with fans. Like, she has to exaggerate. Like, you guys just wouldn't believe. It's just, I can't go anywhere. The paparazzi are following me and everything. Like, nobody's believing this, right? But in her lives, they will. They do. They believe this shit. Anybody who would pay money to sit and listen to Amberlynn read is just hopeless, is too far gone. And so they would believe this kind of shit, right? So she has to say multiple times of being just accosted by fans. And then she has to then go, because she's a narcissist, then she has to go, well, I hate saying fans, when, like, no, you don't. Like, she thinks she's being humble here. So listen to this. This is where she starts being humble about her celebrity status.
Oh, I hate saying fans. Subscribers. You guys always say I'm the biggest fan, so it's like, sorry.
So she goes from one hand saying, my mom has witnessed multiple times of people wanting pictures. But I hate saying fans. But you guys say fans. You guys say you're my biggest fan. So, I mean, what else can I say? Like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. She is insufferable.
My mom has experienced it a lot, but that's actually the first time my stepdad has experienced it from my remembrance.
I know remembrance sounds really stupid, but here's the crazy thing. That is an actual word. Like, it is the act of remembering something. So she's an idiot. Don't get me wrong. She uses words wrong all the time, and that one sounds really stupid, but that's a real word. That's actually real. So I can't fault her there. But she does say it in a just really stupid and insufferable way, because of course she does. Now she says, I mean, my mom sees it all the time. My mom just, she's used to all the paparazzi and all of my fans just coming after me and asking for autographs and pictures. But my stepdad had never witnessed it. It was like overwhelming to him.
And he was just like giggling, and then I started laughing, and I was like, oh my God. I think it was like a shock to the system.
So anyway, that's all she says about that. But again, she's always talking about how they're getting pictures with fans. Of course, she says pictures, but I'm not going to say that anymore. But she's always saying that fans are asking for pictures and they're getting pictures and she loves taking pictures with fans, but nobody has ever seen one. And that there are places on the internet where Amberlynn fans can go, and that's where they would post that kind of stuff. And it's literally never been seen. Nobody has ever seen, like, please, if you have seen or if you have a picture either with Amberlynn or of somebody you know with Amberlynn, or you've seen one of a fan with Amberlynn, please, I need to see this. I need to see proof, because this is ridiculous that she is saying that she's doing these things. So the delusions of grandeur are the first part and the first reason why I would not want to watch a live, because you know she's going to be talking about just how wonderful she is and all that stuff. But then we get into the mental illness and just the craziness that ensues when she plays the victim. So from the second live stream, this is Salty Crab. She basically took notes of everything she said, and she's just repeating basically word for word. And there are a few parts in this that I want to show you just to give you an idea of why I can't do it. I just can't.
Amberlynn admits that she watched Beck's video and she said she didn't recognize the person in that video that Beck was describing because she's so different now. And she says that the change between then and now was mostly done without therapy. And she kind of brags, pats herself on the back and says she had to work on herself by herself. And now that she's in therapy, now don't forget, she attended the...
Okay, so I'll get back to that in a second, but this is what I'm talking about, right? So she can go onto her live with enablers and fans and ass kissers and say, I just don't recognize that person that Beck is talking about because I've changed so much and I did it by myself without therapy. Can you guys believe how wonderful I am? And they're all going to go, oh my God, Amberlynn, we love you so much. You are such an inspiration. I can't believe how much better you're doing now. And honestly, she actually, during the live, she actually basically says that Beck lied a lot, right? And exaggerated and is trying to debunk a lot of the stuff that Beck said. So not only is she saying, I'm so wonderful, I don't even really need therapy, and we'll go into the fact that she considers herself in therapy now, but she basically says, I'm just so good that I can fix myself without therapy. And you know those ass kissers are like, oh, you're so inspirational. Now, she claims there were like 140 or 145 members in that live. That means paying members, but there was no proof of that. Like nobody saw the actual numbers, apparently. So I can't imagine that's the truth. So it's hard to know for sure. I'd like some actual numbers, but I don't know that we'll ever get that. But she claims she has 250-ish members total, which is still not many considering how many subscribers she has, but that's still way too many. Oh my God. I can't believe, if that's true, and I don't think it is, but let's just pretend for a second that it is. That's too many fucking people that are Amberlynn Reid fans, like actual ones. So she's turning everybody against Beck, which is already horrible because you've done enough damage and now you're doing it again just because they're calling you out on your bullshit. And then she says, I'm so wonderful I can fix myself without therapy. But then it gets even worse.
Consultation, that's it. But according to her, she's now considered in therapy and says now she's about to glow the fuck up mentally. And that's a quote too. So then the Beck timer gets brought up. And first she blames her BPD and says that she was terrified to be alone. And by the way, the BPD is going to get mentioned a lot in this stream. Like it was brought up constantly, but she says that was to blame. She also then says there was no timer. She is very adamant about this. There was no timer. And she gives the example of, let's just say if Beck went to visit their family and said, hey, I'll be back on Monday at 10 p.m. Amberlynn says, then I want you back at Monday at 10 p.m. because that's what you said.
Okay, so she basically wants everybody to know for sure that there's no timer, like actual timer. But we know what Beck meant was she's watching the clock. Not like she had a stopwatch, but she was watching the clock. But what I wanted to touch on here is the blaming of the BPD, because of course she does. Of course she does. And in the live, she can do that with no pushback, with no comments of anybody saying, now, come on, grow up. And that's the thing, she has a scapegoat in all of her mental illnesses that she claims to have. Anytime anybody brings something up that she can't debunk, right? Or lie about, her two options are that didn't happen, it's a lie, or it did happen, but it's not my fault, it's my mental illnesses. And the people in the live are just gonna buy it. They're just gonna go with it. And they're gonna, again, tell her she's so inspirational. And so now she says she's in therapy, but she only went to one session, which, and we know that's gonna be the only session she ever goes to. And it's probably BetterHelp, so that's not really in therapy. But, so we've got her delusions of grandeur and her celebrity status in her own mind, and then in a room full of people who are just going to enable her and kiss her ass and allow her to act that way, on top of the fact that she's going to blame everything on her mental illnesses and turn everybody against Beck. I don't want to see any of that. So I just can't put myself through that. It would be so insufferable and so annoying. I would just give up halfway through. But I know a lot of people are wanting her to address the allegations of her actions with minors and things like that. And I don't think she's ever going to actually say anything about it specifically. Like Ankle had a video about, and I haven't watched it yet, but I saw that the title was, she in a roundabout way confirmed, like that's all it's ever going to be. She's never going to actually say, I'm a creep. You know what I mean? So I don't know why. I mean, we are at a point now where everybody knows she's a creep. We have overwhelming evidence she's a creep, just like everybody knows Emily is a feeder. Like, we get it. We know it. That's just part of her identity now, is that Amberlynn Reid is creepy towards minors. And until there's some kind of proof that any actual actions happened, anything she actually did to anybody, that's all it's going to be, is just, we know that, and that's just part of the stuff we call her out on, because that's all we can do, right? The police are never going to get involved, again, unless there are actual allegations of any like illegal misconduct that she has done. That's really all we can do, is just know it, know it, and just talk about it every once in a while, just so people don't forget. So anyway, I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one, but I will not see you in an Amberlynn live. All right, you guys take care.